And you'll see that he has what are those like iPad looking things? I forgot, but he has one of those iPad looking things, and on it is an electronic flyer. So there's been a recent unveiling of a new luxury train system that loops around the Citadel called the Lightning Rail. So it's this luxury train that lets you see the views all around the city. It travels all around the Citadel on a like a traditional train track, but the engine of the train is very powerful. It actually runs on very small, tiny Mass Effect fields as it goes around this track. And it's got a club room, it's got a poker room, it's got all of the amenities. There's like VIP like suites and everything on this train. It's pretty big, and he says that he actually he won tickets for it to be guests on the Lightning Rail, and he says, I was wondering if you'd be interested in doing that for the night to ring in the new year.
I would. This sounds amazing. I you I'm so happy.
Well, of course, a fresh new year, a fresh new start. It'll be a perfect time for us to welcome in new beginnings, the start of something big.
Start a family, maybe.
He blushes a little bit. Yes, that too. Well, I'm going to be late, but definitely make those reservations, and I'll talk to you when I come home. All right, honey?
All right.
He'll give you a kiss. Goodbye. And he will leave. Later that day, you will make your way over to the Museum of Technological History. And I'm assuming you'll enter in, and there's it's a little messy in there. The Technological History Museum opened it's actually is opened relatively recently, so they're still like under construction / finalizing exhibits and things. And you are pleasantly surprised to see a creature that you don't happen to interact with very much, because they are relatively new in Citadel space. So, for those of you who are on Roll20, the creature looks like... Now, this is a conceptual image of the character. I think Astra's trying to get me an official image of this character, so this is just a conceptual character.
Yeah. Car gobble too.
Yes. So this race is an actual race in Mass Effect that hasn't been fully fleshed out.
Oh,
but
really?
It is mentioned. This is the Raloi. This is the Raloi race. You can look it up on Mass Effect Wiki. But I basically took as many elements as I could from what's on the wiki, but I also, with me and Astra, we tried to flesh out other parts of this race. So as a intellectual person like Vito, he's going to know all of this information about the Raloi race. So I'm just going to read and give you guys a little bit of a data dump right now. So the Raloi are an avian species originating on the planet Terves, who made first contact with the Asari in 2184, okay? Which is 2 years before the Reaper conflict. So just 2 years. So they're relatively new to Council space. They found the Asari after they launched their first space telescope and discovered the Asari cruiser, the Azides, in their system. Then in 2185, a year later, the Citadel Council formally welcomed the Raloi to the galactic community. Sold-out Council-sponsored shuttles arrived at their home planet of Terves, bearing intrigued visitors and gifts of goodwill during the welcoming ceremonies. At one point, the Krogan representatives of the Council delegation were ejected from the proceedings after introducing a violent sport called Cola, which resulted in multiple deaths and injuries.
Oh, that sounds Krogan, all right.
After the conclusion of the ceremonies, a Raloi delegation was dispatched to the Citadel for a 3-month stay to learn about intergalactic law, history, alien biology and culture, and Mass Effect physics. Then, a year after that, was the Reaper invasion. The R'hlloi delegation withdraws from the Citadel, unwilling and unable to fight the Reapers, because again, they joined this space-traveling party very late. So they're like totally new to all of this. Unwilling and unable to fight the Reapers, the R'hlloi decided to isolate themselves on Terves and destroy any satellites and observation equipment in orbit around their planet, hoping that the Reapers will see them as pre-spaceflight civilization and spare their planet from destruction. So, as you can probably guess, because of this move by the R'hlloi people, many of the rest of the galaxy sees them as cowards, deserters, abandoners, and after the conflict is over, the R'hlloi race is trying to gradually return back to Citadel society, but of course there's still some like, I don't know, you guys kind of like bailed on us. I mean, I know you're new to the space and everything, but still, I don't know about that. So some people have very like strong opinions of the R'hlloi race because of what they did. So this is the part where Astra and I started taking some personal liberties, creative liberties. So Turians are militaristic, Visari are religious, Quarians are tech and engineering. So I thought that to make things a bit different, the R'hlloi are more of an agricultural society.
Oh.
So they are more environment focused, and you can kind of think of them as the druids of the Mass Effect universe. So, but unlike druids in D&D, they don't shun technology, very much the opposite. But a lot of their science and technology focuses on improving the environment or the agriculture. For example, biodome greenhouses, water filtration, machines that can plant fields of crops efficiently, machines that help clean pollution, things like that, colors of the wind, yada yada yada. Their planet has trees that have metallic properties, like a lot of other outsiders refer to them as ironwoods, for example, which are just as sturdy as metal, but it grows from the ground and is more supple and pliable. So the R'hlloi have figured out ways to make machines out of more natural materials. Their society has very vibrant, is very vibrant in colors. As in real life, birds come in very many shapes, sizes, and colors. So their clothing and structures reflect that variety of colors too. In fact, their society may be a bit disorienting for other species to visit because of how vibrant in color everything is. It could almost be blinding to people who aren't used to it, like looking at the sun constantly. So when the R'hlloi travel to other places in the universe, to them, everything looks really drab by comparison. And because of this, the R'hlloi stereotypically are more physically superficial than other races. And they may value looks slightly more when it comes to mates, for example. One question that Astra asked, is beak size a thing? And the answer is, beak size has some worth in culture. The rumor is that you can tell a lot about a R'hlloi given the length, girth, and curvature of their beak. I figured Mikhail would like that.
Do I even have to say anything here, Howard?
Do I even have to? Nothing.
It's
Okay.
it's like the size of the tusks for trolls in Warcraft.
So, given all that information that Vito is familiar with at least, you see this creature, a R'hlloi, and she greets you and says, "Oh, hello, greetings, we have a visitor. I'm sorry, but the museum is closed today. We're doing a little bit of renovating."
Greetings. I'm not here to visit. I bring some artifacts. I hope this is all right. I can come another time if.
Oh, no, you're donating something to the museum. Well, that's very nice of you, very kind of you. Why don't you bring it over to the office and I can set up somebody to appraise it and give you some fair compensation for it.
Oh, I do not need money. Simply,
Are you sure?
I am. Knowing that this can be in a museum, that we can give knowledge back to the people.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to argue, but the offer is still there. What did you say your name was again?
Vito. Vito Pix.
Oh, nice to meet you, Vito. Please call me Pip, she says. It's a she. It's a female. Please call me Pip. And she says, walk this way. So she takes you to the office, and she pulls out, at the office, she pulls out like a computer laptop, and she just starts typing some things in. So what do you have here?
It's possibly one of the first Turian computers ever built.
One of the first Turian computers ever built. Oh, I think that'll go greatly with one of our new exhibits that we're opening up. Please place it over here, and I'll see if I can connect it to the computer over here and try to do a little bit of analysis.
Of course. He pulls his gloves, and he just wants to make sure. And he delicately puts the piece on the table.
Okay. You put the piece on the table, and she starts uploading information, connecting the computers, and connects it to this device. And as soon as the device is connected, you hear a little bit of a whir coming from the machine, the computer. And then, Gimmick, you wake up for the very first time here in Mass Effect space. You wake up.
So...
That's strange.
What is?
I'm not really finding any data coming up from this language doesn't seem to be in Turian. It seems to be in human. Are you sure where did you find this exactly?
I found this on Cipatrine. It's on Palaven. It's...
I'm wondering...
Well, I got it from a collector. Maybe...
You got it from a collector who sold it to you as a Turian. He claimed it was a Turian computer. He claimed it was.
Oh, I should have...
Goddamn hacks.
I don't think this is Turian. This definitely looks human, she says.
Oh.
And you can hear all these voices, Gimmick. You can hear everyone's talking, everything that I just said.
Hello? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Please stop. No.
Did you?
The noise sounds like broken because the machine...
Right. Did you just say something? Pips asks. You heard somebody speaking, and it wasn't Pip, Vito. You definitely heard someone saying something.
Yeah, Vito's eyes are growing wide.
I didn't hear anything. Did you hear something? It would answer as if it was asking.
Yes.
Gimmick.
Hello? Are you? Who's there? Are you coming from the machine?
Oh, who is who?
You. Who are you? You said your name was what?
Where's Keller? This
Keller?
is different.
I don't. I'm sorry. I don't know who Keller is or what a Keller is. Oh, do you know what a Keller is? She asks Vito.
I don't believe so. I do believe we have found an AI.
Don't be silly. There's all AIs have all been destroyed since the end of the Weeper War conflict. There can't be an AI.
Maybe I identified this wrong, but I'm fairly certain it is old.
Oh my goodness!
I'm
my
not
goodness!
An AI. I'm Gimmick.
Your Gimmick? What's Gimmick?
Gimmick, it's My name?
Where? Who created you? When did they create you?
Can I show pictures?
Yeah, you can.
Oh, okay. So a picture will appear of like
Keller or
both.
Or Connie.
But from that moment when he had vision, like the webcam of the computer, so it's from behind, kind of,
Right.
presenting him. So these are my creators. No, my father and my mother.
Definitely humans. According to this file, dated back in 2018.
Yeah.
2018.
This is much older than I thought.
When was the last time? When year was the last time you were activated, Gimmick?
Let me check my logs, and it will be the
2018. The exact time.
Yes.
Oh my. Maker, by the maker, this is incredible. I didn't realize they had this kind of technology way back then, especially in the humans on Earth. Assuming that's where they were created, but they must have been because humans didn't discover the mass relays by that point. Certainly not back in 2018.
This is incredible.
Wow.
I don't know. I don't know. This is also dangerous. This thing is clearly shouldn't be here. We could get in big trouble. We can get in big trouble if somebody finds out.
But culturally speaking, historically speaking, this is an incredible find. An actual AI from before the mass relays. Imagine all that we could learn.
Yes, it does. It does sound wonderful. Well, Gimmick, you, do you understand everything that we're saying?
What?
You said you aren't an AI.
Yes.
You said you're just Gimmick. So, why did they create you? Do you remember what they were using you for?
Oh, they were using me to look pictures on the internet, and also and he will remember the last thing he was doing. It was doing. Yes, just look pictures on the internet.
Internet? You mean the extranet?
What's the extranet?
Vito, you will know that the internet is what Earthlings used to call what is now the extranet galaxy-wide. So Vito would know that.
Okay.
Historically.
Oh, this is before.
Wow. We need to keep this a secret. We can't. Nobody can know that Gimmick is here because people can get in big trouble, and I don't like getting into trouble.
I obviously understand that. I could bring it back home. I just have to tell my husband that I don't know. I was wrong, and it was not an old computer. No, that wouldn't exactly work, wouldn't it?
You shouldn't tell your husband. Then that means your husband could get in trouble too.
Oh, I would not want that. No.
It might be for his own protection that he doesn't know about this at all, because otherwise, what if somebody finds out and they torture him, or, like in one of those old movies where they shine the big light in your face, and then they'd say, you gotta talk, and then you say, no, and they says, but you're going to talk, and they say, no, and then they start torturing them and do unspeakable things to them.
Oh, no.
I don't want this to happen. My office is an entire mess. He never goes there. I can hide him there without Solaryk knowing. Yeah, I can do that. He pulls like his notebook. He pulls a notebook to go and write things in it, but it's just baby names. Oh, wrong one.
Well, What are we gonna have? What do we want Gimmick to do in the meantime? Gimmick, you don't like? Do you mind being turned off?
No, please don't turn me off. I don't know, but please don't turn me off.
Well, we can't have him just talking randomly from a computer. We have to disguise him into something, something else that talks but isn't an AI, like a
VI?
something like a VI, like on a drone or something. Maybe I can transfer Gimmick into a drone, and that way it can pose as a VI until we can figure out what exactly we should do about Gimmick.
Oh, this is definitely how this isn't at all how I thought my evening would go, but this is incredible.
I'll tell you what, she says, let me see if I can come up and figure out a way to disguise Gimmick as a VI, and then I'll contact you and call you, and then we can figure out what the next step is.
Sounds good. Well. Wow. This is crazy.
Oh, but again, you can't tell anyone, because you could go to jail, you could get fined, or worse.
I won't. I won't tell anyone. Don't worry. He looks back at his notes. He rips the page off.
Mm-hmm. All right, and with that, they will. You will leave the museum, and Pip will say, "Okay, drone. There's got to be what kind of a drone body should we put you in, Gimmick?" And Gimmick, you're already like started connecting. You actually are. This computer is connected to the extranet, so you will probably just be rummaging around, and you'll actually see some extranet videos of Pac-Man. And you might start making some suggestions to Pip.
Yeah, I'm sure they would start to talk about it.
Pac-Man. Oh, interesting. Huh. I think I know just the thing for you, she says as she starts typing up some more things. All right, Gimmick. Let's see what you've got in store for us now. And she'll just continue typing. Next, Dia.
Oh.
So, Dia, you are now in your full Dia Irons garb. You are no longer Logan, at least not at this time. And you are at the Drones Club. Right now, there's a little cabaret that's happening. And Mother Hen, who is the head of the Drones Club, she's performing a number on the stage right now. And there's tons of people, like they're drinking, they're having a good time. Some of them are drugging up. You know, the whole scene is there. And you are waiting to get on stage after Mother Hen. And Mother Hen, she is going to be singing a classic. So she's this Batarian, and she's a relatively large Batarian, as Batarians go. And she's pretty much singing the When You're Good to Mama song from Chicago. If you guys are familiar with that. Ask any of the chickies in my pen. They'll tell you I'm the biggest Mother Hen. I love them all and all of them love me. Because the system works, the system called reciprocity. Got a little motto, always sees me through. When you're good to mama, mama's good to you.
Ooh.
There's a lot of favors I'm prepared to do. You do one for mama, she'll do one for you. And she just keeps singing. It's a very seductive song. And the crowd's like absolutely loving it. as she continues on with the song, and it gets pretty darn raunchy.
Song.
Yes, you know that song. If you want my gravy, pepper my ragu, spice it up for mama, she'll get hot for you. And she just gets really, really into it. So she finishes her song, and the crowd's just eating them up. It's like, oh, yeah, it's such an amazing time. They're all fired up. And then, Mother Hen walks off the stage, and before she walks off the stage, it says, thank you, everybody, thank you. And now I'd like to introduce for you one of our newer members here at the Drones Club. She is the fishiest ones of them all. Please give a round of applause to Miss Dia Irons.
Dio struts into the room, her hips swaying back and forth as her gown beautifully lights up. It shimmers and glitters as she goes up to the Mother Hen, her hand out as she says, "My turn, bitch."
Knock 'em dead, baby, she says as she hands you the microphone to do your act, whatever your act is.
Oh, Jesus, get the blinders out. Kids, leave now. Leave now.
Dia grabs the microphone and she puts it to her lips and she says, "Hello, bitches, sluts, and whores. It's time for a little fun time. You all ready?"
Yes! A big cheer. Yes! Woo! Yeah!
And I'm going to be singing for you all a little bit of Cosmic Love. And
Woo!
the music starts to play. And
Work it!
Dia gets into it. And then she starts to sing. A falling star fell from your heart and landed in my eyes. I screamed about as it tore through them, and now it's left me blind. The stars, the moon, they have all been blown out. You have left me in the dark. No dawn, no day. I'm always in this twilight, in the shadow of your heart. And she just continues on. It's a little bit of a slow song. It starts off slow and it builds up, getting higher in crescendo as she's just belting out the chorus. I'm not gonna belt out the chorus because it's still early in the morning. I don't want to wake my family up. Sorry. And as she reaches the ending of the song, she looks out at the crowd on her knees, her gown a little bit flowing as a little bit of air starts rushing past her, completely into the song as she finishes it, and just it gives a little tiny bow for everybody as she just backs off the stage.
There's a massive roaring applause in the crowd. Woo! And everybody's loving it. The drinks are flowing. Everyone's having a fantastic time. The lights are flashing as whoever the next girl will go ahead and give her performance. But the night is fantastic. You're still feeling the rush of being on stage. Everyone's eyes on you. It's just amazing, the entire theater of it. But anyway, when things die down and the club, starts to close down for the night / the early morning, Mother Hen is going to gather all of the girls around, and she's gonna say, "Fantastic job, ladies. You all were fabulous. I'm so proud of you all. And I've got some very exciting news for you all, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. the girls of the Groans Club have been officially asked to be the entertainment on the New Year's Eve Lightning Rail luxury train.
Woo!
And several of the girls are like cheering because you've all heard stories about how elegant and bougie this train is, and it's probably going to be an amazing party. I'm like, if there's going to be any party, New Year's party on the Citadel, that lightning rail train is where the party's going to be at. And the mother hen says, so I want you all start thinking about your acts, brushing it up. I want to make sure that we are there to party hard and bring in this new year right.
Dia just throws up her wig in the air and is like, come on, babies, let's just give it our all. And she just like takes a giant swig of the vodka.
All of the girls join in.
Dia just like looks around for a bit, and as she just finishes up her bottle, she puts it down, letting herself fade a bit. She just centers and grounds herself back into being Logan, as she just like goes over the performance. She has like a little notepad, and on the notepad she writes down notes or flat, off rhythm, need better showmanship, better lead-in, and she starts like giving herself like little mini critiques. And after that, she just takes her makeup remover, just getting rid of the stuff on her face, gets her regular clothes out, dresses up in like a simple pale like t-shirt, jeans, and like this really ugly sweater. As she like stuffs her clothes and her supplies into the bag, and she says her goodbyes to the other girls, and she heads off into the night and goes back home.
Okay, wonderful. Last but not least, Nathan. Nathan, you are finishing up a game with the Wolves and Fraya'Del, and you're just wrapping things up. The score is neck and neck, and it's getting down to this one last play to see if you'll be able to help win it for the team. Roll me an athletics check, please.
Oh boy.
7?
Yeah.
All right. You pass. The ball comes to you. You pass to someone. He passes back to you. You pass again, and you are going to make another leap to try to clinch the win for the game, but then it rebounds off of the rim as the buzzer goes off, which means that the game is still tied.
He looks genuinely upset with himself for having missed that. He's like, damn it, come on.
One of the boys on the team says, "It's all right, Nathan. It's all right. You can still win this. It's all right." There's going to be I guess in Fraya'Del, I don't know if the rules is normally they go into overtime.
Yeah, it's usually overtime.
I guess they're going to go into overtime.
Yeah.
They'll go into overtime, and this time, once again, I guess, is it sudden death? Is it whoever makes the next basket?
Basically it's just a 5-minute overtime. So
5-minute overtime.
Minutes, and it's just so quick that a lot of time whoever gets ahead by 2 or 3 will often win.
Okay. So during overtime, one of the members of the other team, who you actually know very well, Amia Takia.
Oh. Hey,
Amia. She is Amia, thank you. Amia Takia. I will put a photo of her on Roll20. There she is. She is an exceptionally exceptionally good player, and she has definitely stepped up to the plate to dunk many Fraya'Del baskets during the overtime. And now they are leading by a hair. They're leading above your team, which means that Nathan, it once again, one more time, comes down to you to try to make a winning basket. If you make it, your team will win. If you fail, then the other team will win.
Right, so I'm assuming Amiya is guarding me, trying to stop me.
Oh yeah, oh yes.
Right, so
I'll be making some opposed athletics.
I'm dripping. He's got a bit of sweat dripping down his face. He's giving me a smile, as if to say, "All right, let's do this one more time." And he fakes right and then drives left, and then he'll very quickly drop the ball from left hand through his legs to the right hand and try and go up and over her if she gets in the way.
All right, I'm gonna roll opposed. This is my roll. 14.
Oh, come on.
Come on, Nathan. Oh,
Yeah!
Yeah! But weaves around. She's gonna try to get past you, but at the last minute, you manage to just outstep her. You go in and give us a cinematic of this.
So as he
score.
comes up, he realizes, okay, she's got the guy in the middle in the way. So instead of trying to dunk it, he simply flips it up nice and high with a nice finger roll. And as the clock ticks down, the ball goes straight down through the hoop, and he just stands there with his arms raised in front of his home crowd, and he just goes, yes.
The crowd goes wild. Everybody in her team starts jumping up and down. Several of them grab you and they start hoisting you up on their shoulders. And you know, the entire room is filled with people cheering. The visiting team, which is the other team that Amiya is in, of course, are distraught, and they're like, boo. They're very upset. But hey, you guys won, so. Many of the teams in the locker rooms are giving you high five, butt smacking, all that good stuff, everything. And the owner of the team, Vincent Levine, is how you pronounce his name?
That's it, Vinny Levine.
Vinny Levine is an Elcor, so he maneuvers his way into the locker room, and he says, "Elated excitement. Woo, woo."
Vinny, you really need to calm down. You're gonna end up hurting someone if you keep this kind of excitement going. You know that, right?
Embarrassingly, I'm very sorry. Sometimes I just don't know how to contain myself.
Hey, don't worry about it. We won. You're allowed to enjoy yourself.
The Elcor says, "I think this calls for a celebration," and the Elcor looks towards a table on the other side that has some champagne bottles, and he eyes at it, and these biotics emerge from his body. There's this biotic Elcor takes the champagne bottles and actually are able to delicately pour the champagne into several of the glasses, which is actually pretty impressive because most people are just throwing or flinging things around, but this guy has some pretty good accurate control of this, which is also very unusual for Elcor in general. And several of the crowd starts serving up champagne and says, "Here, Nathan, you deserve this before everybody else does."
So he just takes the bottle.
Okay.
And he'll shake it up with his thumb over it, and then just pour some over Vinny and pour some over everyone else, and then takes it for himself. And then he'll just go, "Yeah," and he'll hold the bottle up, which is still probably spraying everywhere, and just go, "Yeah," and then he'll take a swig out himself.
Vinny will again congratulate all of the players, and the rest there'll be more celebration. And as they're leaving, Vinny will say urgently, "Nathan, may I speak with you?"
So Nathan is probably taking a shower and changed into his
Sure.
normal clothes, which would just be a jacket, a plain t-shirt, jeans, and shoes.
Oh, right.
Yeah, he's plain clothes now, and he goes, "Oh yeah, sure, why not?" And he walks over to Vinny and he says, "Yeah, so what's up, bud?"
"I have a question for you. I was wondering if you would be interested in tickets to the New Year's Eve party on the Lightning Rail. Do you already have plans by any chance?
No.
Out of character, no.
No,
Yes.
not really. Like, he didn't need her away. He's probably just gonna head home and like spend it with his mom. But he can just invite her along. So, like, yeah, sure, why not? Yeah, I didn't really have any plans, to be honest. I planned on just going home and spending it with my mom. But yeah, I'll invite her over. She doesn't come to the Citadel very often, so.
I see. I have tickets for the Lightning Rail, but unfortunately, I haven't been feeling very well lately, and I did not want the tickets to go to waste. So if you would like to take yourself and a guest, it is completely up to you. I would rather have you have them since you are the one who dunked the winning score into tonight's game.
That's not awkward at all out of character. He's like, searching for sports language. Oh, no, can't find it. But no, he'll go, look, it's no issue at all. I'll take the tickets and thank you so much for them. But are you doing okay? What's up?
He says, I am just feeling out of it. Have been having trouble sleeping lately. And you have noticed that as sluggish as Elcor tend to be, Vincent seemed to be particularly sluggish lately, like as if he hasn't had much sleep.
Might I recommend something?
Inquisitively, certainly.
When I had trouble sleeping for a long time, I started with aromatherapy. I would burn a candle in the bedroom and it helped me sleep because it relaxed me. And, maybe there's a scent of home that will help you relax. Might be something to look into.
Appreciatively. That makes perfect sense. As you know, we Elcor are very sensitive to the sense of smell.
I imagine walking into that locker room sometimes is terrible.
Disgustingly. You humans and other creatures can definitely be very foul.
I apologize.
Jokingly, I was making a joke. Ha, ha, ha.
Oh, Vinny, and he'll give him a smirk. All right. Thanks for the tickets.
That is why we use extra deodorantized soap in the showers. Those Irish Spring bars are actually very, very effective, I've noticed.
See? See, now sometimes you just gotta listen. That's all it takes. Anyway, thanks for the tickets. I hope you get your sleep. I don't plan on going out tonight. I might just do something else. I don't know. I feel like I don't know what I feel like doing, to be honest. I'll make my mind up sometimes.
Good night, Nathan, and congratulations on the win.
Thanks, Vinny. Get some sleep. See you soon.
He will nod, and you will make your way out of the stadium or the gym or what have you.
Yeah.
And as you leave, waiting outside is
Oh no.
it's Freya.
Oh.
Freya, a Quarian, Veldon Crete. So
Ooh la.
She is Nathan's girlfriend right now. She's your girlfriend.
Yeah. He sees her and like he looks at her and like I don't know if he'd freeze up or if he'd be surprised. He probably freezes up in surprise actually as seeing her there. And that probably gives her more time to react than he expected to give her.
Nathan, congratulations. I was watching you from the box up top. You did a very good job at the end there.
Thanks, babe. He's very conflicted right now because like there's people around, so he doesn't really want to like.
Well, no. This is after outside,
okay.
like on the parking lot. This is in the parking lot.
All right.
On the
So
parking lot, yeah. She was probably waiting by your car or something.
Yeah, that wouldn't be unlike her. So yeah, he says, thanks, and he pulls out his keys as if he goes to leave, like he's pulling out like the key to get into the car.
Wait, are you leaving so soon?
Well,
I was hoping we could talk for a little bit.
Could you roll me a persuasion, Hark?
Sure. 13, above average. Above average persuasion.
He kind of pauses just as he like goes to open the car door and goes, "All right, Freya, what do you need?"
Look, she says, I've been doing some thinking. And this thing between the two of us, I don't think it's going to work any longer. I'm sorry.
Did it not work the first time or second time you went to rehab?
She pauses a bit and says, what?
I've been telling you for the last 6 months that you and I have been done. You're the one turning up at my door half the time looking for somewhere to sleep.
Hold on one moment. She says, this is not you dumping me. This is me dumping you.
Sorry,
Let's keep that very clear.
Sweetheart, it's already done. Do what you want to do. I don't really care anymore. And have a good life, though. Hope everything works out for you. And with that, he just turns around and gets in the car and goes.
Yes, you roll up the window and you just kind of leave her behind.
Shit.
You just leave her behind there, and she looks very ticked.
Holy
Nice.
shit!
Is that enough drama for you, Mikhail?
Oh yeah, that's a lot of drama.
Just like I expected that reaction entirely. Yep. That's what he'll probably head home, and he's probably slightly annoyed right now, but he will basically just head home and decide, you know what, I could use a night out. So he'll get his suit on and he'll head up to like one of the Presidium nightclubs and just have a good time.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so everyone roll initiative one more time. One more time.
One more time.
One more
This is who
time.
dies first.
Okay. Stop. No, that's wrong.
Oh no! Oh, you didn't add anything. You rolled a 1-2.
Yeah, because
You
I
did 1d2.
Yeah, I didn't roll. Oh, look, not 20. Nice. Very nice.
We are
Vito
running
is
out
9.
of the natural 20s.
I don't know what it was about me today.
I think Nathan deserves a renegade point for that too.
Yeah.
Renegade.
Do I get a
damn.
Paragon point though for winning the game?
It balanced out because you failed the
Yeah.
first time and you gained yourself. So I'm gonna say it balances.
Yeah.
Also,
That-
about the whole like accident, do you think I should get renegade point for just?
I'm gonna say that. Yeah, sure. Get a renegade for points for that. Is there any other points that you think people should have that we haven't mentioned yet?
Do I get renegade points for fucking up my song?
I thought your song was fine.
Yeah,
I thought
No.
Mikhail deserved a Paragon point for that because it was great.
Yeah.
I need more practice.
Do a Paragon point. Actually, you can decide between the Paragon and Renegade, whichever one you want. One Paragon
Paragon.
or one Renegade, your choice.
Paragon, let's balance it out.
Okay. Okay, and then Mikhail is 10. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Nathan.
Hi.
So, you are going to be the first person to arrive at the station to board the lightning rail.
Okay.
So, you are going to... We're actually going to finally use the map now.
Wow.
Oh, there's a map.
Da-da-da. Yeah.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
I hope there are no rafters in this map.
I'm sorry?
I hope there are no rafters in this map.
Rafters? Oh.
Yeah, for a sniper to...
Oh, I see what you're saying. Would I do that? You basically made your way to this area of the passenger side. So this is the entrance into the train over here, if you can see me ping. Now to your right is the train engine.
Yeah.
But they're not going to let people just go into the train engine. So the only way you can go is to the left. So if you make your way to the left, there are a large number of tables set up. People are having drinks, but most of these tables are set up for poker. So a lot of people are playing cards.
Nathan kind of smiles
So-
at that. He looks intrigued by that. He's like, ooh,
There's actually more people. There's more people in this train than what's viewed on the map. But the two people who catch your eye is a Volus, a Volus and a female Solarian, an older-looking female Solarian. sitting at a
Right,
table, and they seem
right.
to be playing some cards with some people.
Okay. So Nathan would have probably put on the fancy suit he could have found for himself. I dare say it's a red dress shirt with a like a black bow tie and a black waistcoat, but the waistcoat has like this embroidery on it, which is kind of like in silver, and there's silver buttons on it. And he's wearing
Yes.
a black pair of black dress pants with red stripes and a pair of black dress shoes. And he's
Okay.
he probably would have either brought along a fan, like if his mom was like, "Hey, look, I can't make it in time," he would have been like, "All right, I'll give the ticket to a fan and bring them aboard." That's up to you, Hark.
Okay.
Do you think she could have?
Sure. I'm gonna say that your mom is probably already has plans for herself.
Yeah.
So if you want to bring a random fan, we'll say her name is Tiffany or something.
So he went on like spaced Instagram and was like, "Hey, I got the spare ticket to the train rail, and if you guys comment or like on this,
Actually-
I'll pick a random person."
Actually, let's not do a random person. Actually, so the person that you bring in, you'll randomly pick a fan
Yeah.
who seems to be on the list, and the fan who you ended up randomly selecting is a person named Cogapple Pip.
Okay. So he's got like he would have like offered her his arm and all that to go in because he's a polite gentleman. He would have brought her in and he would have looked around.
Oh my goodness, it's so exciting. I'm actually going on to the coolest train with the coolest athlete in all of the Citadel. She's like trying to breathe, like trying very hard not to hyperventilate. Oh,
Hey.
sorry, you probably get that all the time.
Hey, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Just take a deep breath and relax. Okay. Right now, it's you and I are just going out and having some fun on a train for this event. There's nothing else going on. Okay.
Right. Okay, great. So what should we do first? Oh, are they playing cards? Ooh,
You ever play poker before?
never have.
I played a bit when I was younger. I haven't played in a while. A bit rusty, I dare say I am. But
I don't mind watching.
I'll probably lose. But hey, I might as well give it a go. And he will head up to these two if they don't mind him getting dealed in.
Sure. You'll sit down, and the Solarian won't say anything right away, but the Volus will look up in your direction and go, Nathan Callahan.
Huh.
You recognize the voice almost immediately.
Yeah, it's Olran. Oh, am I in
Koalin.
Koalin. Ah, it's been a while. How are you?
It's been ages, Nathan. I've been doing wonderful. It looks like you've been very successful yourself.
Well, I try. He says with a smile. Anyway, let's get dealed in. Let's have a bit of fun.
Koalin, I didn't realize you were in town, Pip says. And then Koalin looks towards Pip's direction. Yes, I've come back from my meditations. Really, how is Justicar training for you? Oh, Justicar training has been excellent. He is wearing a red, like the Justicar red suit. Right
Over
now,
the pressure suit thing.
No, it is red. His
Oh,
pressure
okay.
suit is red.
Ah,
Is
I
the
see.
same red.
Yeah.
So he's not wearing this exact same thing that Samara is wearing, but he's wearing a suit that's colored the same way.
Yeah. Okay. I see. Oh, you went to Justicar school. Oh.
Indeed. Learning about the code, following the code, doing everything that the code teaches. And the female Solarian speaks up for the very first time and says, Really, darling, I always wondered about that. I thought that Justicars were strictly an Asari group. Yes, traditionally. But I suppose that means I'll just have to be the first. I admire that. I admire tenacity, darling.
There needs
She
to be a
says.
first for everything.
Please, Have a seat. Are you playing with us too, dear? Oh no, I'm just watching. I'm just watching. And Gimmick, by the way, you are currently inside of Pip's laptop in her backpack right now, so you can hear everything that's happening. And she's already put you into your new drone body.
Oh.
So she basically has told you that, you know, she's not going to tell you to stay in there forever, but if you do want to pop up, all that she asks is that you pretend to be an AI, and she'll train you. Like, you kind of know what it means to pretend to be an AI, so that's all she's going to tell you. So you're welcome to pop out whenever you want to, as long as you don't do anything to blow your cover. So, but you can hear everything.
So yeah, Nathan will sit down. He'll get himself dealed in, and he'll ask, you know, what's the buy-in, and you know, what's the minimum, and you know, the general poker terms.
Buy-in is minimum of 100 credits.
Oh, that's okay. And he'll buy in, and he'll like get himself.
Oh yeah, whatever. 100 credits.
Whatever. And he'll like put out, and he'll like get himself some chips or whatever, because I imagine it's all virtual on the table.
Yeah.
So
it's all virtual on the table.
Yeah, he'll get himself a few extra chips just in case, because he's not really there to like win. He's just there to have a bit of fun, so it doesn't really matter to him. And,
sure.
He'll just sit there and get himself dealed in. And do you want me to roll some stuff to see how we go?
Yeah. What would be an appropriate skill?
Deception, or maybe sleight of hand if you want to cheat, maybe. Or maybe
if you're going to cheat,
insight.
Yes.
Yeah, insight if you want to know other people. Deception if
Yeah.
you want to do really good yourself, and then sleight of hand if you want to cheat.
Yeah, one of those. Choose one of those.
I'm thinking insight. Nathan wants to read people. He wants to see if his hand is actually any good. He's an 18.
Ooh.
Okay, yes. So, the Solarian, who you will realize just from conversation, her name is Shias Lazine. For those of you who watched season 1, you'll know who Shias is. And yes, this is the same Shias because we're in the Red Galaxy.
Yeah.
This is the same Shias that was interacting with Arkara the entire time. So
Yeah.
she's actually very hard to read. So she's actually a relatively good card player, hard to read. However, you are able to read the Volus's, Kowalin's, like, mannerisms very well to know whether or not he has a good or bad hand.
Right.
And we will say that you will be able to win several hands from Kowalin.
Right. Like he'll win a few times. He'll just be like, it's been a while since I played poker. I'm kind of out of practice. You know, it used to be something we did at Grissom Academy to pass some of the more boring nights, but it's been a while since I've actually played it. It's fun though. I've always enjoyed a little bit of poker, a little bit of anything like that. Blackjack actually, it's a good time.
Oh, Pip says, would you like to try to make things interesting? I might be able to make things interesting.
Kind of raises an eyebrow, like who did I bring along aboard this train? He's like,
Are you going to be playing yourself? Oh no, I'm not going to be playing. But I've been working on a new gaming program.
Oh.
And I was wondering if maybe we could I wanted to test it out and see how well it would do. I don't know. That sounds like it would be a little unfair or cheating.
Well, how about this? If it wins, all the money it wins goes to charity.
Oh, that sounds fantastic. All right. Well, fair enough. Well, let's see. She opens up her laptop and then she pushes a few keys and then Gimmick will emerge. So, and it looks like a drone, but it's like the shape of a ghost. A Pac-Man, a classic Pac-Man ghost.
Pac-Man? Kind of like looks at him like, Pac-Man? Really?
I told you, it's a gaming program, she says.
I mean, can't beat the classics, I guess.
Would you like to introduce yourself? The VI, she says, turning to the VI.
Hello. My name is Gimmick. Gaming application something. I'm... I'm made for playing games.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Pip, does it understand poker and the rules and such?
Who?
She says, Gimmick, can you download the rules of poker?
I already did.
Perfect.
Excellent.
Well, I'll just sit yourself right over there, and Nathan will deal you some cards, and we'll see how this goes.
Oh,
Yeah,
I have a
we can-
question.
Sure.
Should I make it easy, medium, or hard?
Nathan shrugs and looks at the other two because he's rusty, so he's going to let the other two pick.
Chias actually pauses and lets the rest of the group answer. Volus will say, the code dictates that you play fairly. So, medium at least. Fairly. No cheating.
Oh, so as the creators intended. Okay.
He will nod. And so Gimmick, you also can roll an insight, unless you're cheating. If you can roll an insight if you're not cheating. If you are cheating, then you can roll, in addition to a bluff or a sleight of hand, you can also roll an engineering if you want to cheat. But that's up to you. An engineering to like hack the cards, because all of the cards are electronic.
So I'm going to go with deception this time.
You're gonna go with deception? Alright. And Gimmick, what are you gonna go with?
Oh, okay, that's my insight.
Ooh.
Oh, insight. Oh, so Gimmick, you can definitely read Nathan like a book. You know exactly what kind of good hands or bad hands he has.
He probably has a bad hand considering that deception roll.
Yes. And you can easily win the next several games and take money actually from Nathan.
I think it's fitting because Jimmy would know what the different faces and what they mean. Because
The images.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nathan just kind of shrugs and says, "All right, that was kind of fun," and like he probably like just gave 1,000 credits to charity or something like that. Like he kind of shrugs.
Meanwhile, because I do want to get to Dia as well, while you guys are having fun there. So the music is pumping. One of the current girls from the drones is DJing, kind of DJing at the front as people are dancing on the dance floor, and Mother Hen is drinking champagne from a glass, and she says, "Dear, you're up next. Are you ready for your act?"
Dia just like leans coolly against by Mother Hen, and she says, "Of course, Mother. You know I always give my best."
Oh, you chickies are always so good to me. So good to me, she says as she takes another sip.
Via just like takes a giant bottle of vodka, just goes guzzling it down her throat, and after she like gets at least around halfway, just going one sip, she just lets the bottle slide. She's like, So, any views from the ladies? Anything going around? Any drama?
Drama? Honey, there's always drama. Well, nothing really. I mean, she's going to say Charlotte Tan. Charlotte Tan is another like drag queen. She unfortunately called in sick and wasn't able to join us today, so you're going to have to cover for her act if that's all right.
Oh, that isn't a problem, dear. It isn't a problem. I love getting more credit than other queens. You know that.
She will nod and say, "All right, I think you're up. I think you're up. Knock 'em dead. The train I heard is supposed to be leaving shortly, but that doesn't mean we can't give them a sneaky peek of the cabaret that we'll be showing later."
Dia just like gives a little lifts up her skirt a bit, giving like a little view to Mother Hen, and shakes the bum a bit as she just like walks her way confidently onto the stage.
Okay.
And as she goes on, she signals for the crew to like play the song, and this time she's not going to be singing. She's going to be doing a dance number to Freaky Money.
Oh, nice. Roll an acrobatics or performance. Actually, performance is probably better. Roll performance.
Fun!
Oh,
I'm using my points. I'm using it.
Okay, but I think if you roll a natural 1, it's just an automatic fail. So don't use your points because it'll be wasted. So you try to start getting the crowd running, but then you like trip and fall. Go ahead.
Oh, I have a skill that maybe can I use it?
You're not in the room.
Oh, okay.
You're not in the room, unfortunately. So you like trip and fall, and probably one of the most embarrassing and horrific things that could happen to a drag queen is when you trip and fall over yourself, your wig or your weave or whatever, the wig falls off with just your bald cap, and the entire crowd starts laughing hysterically at you at your expense.
Dia gets up, but trying to be professional, she makes that part of the act with Freaky Money as she like rips off her clothes because it's already ruined, and she starts like shaking, making a spectacle of herself.
Roll another performance to try to recover. Another performance.
Okay.
And if you want to use your points for this, you may.
I will use my
Paragon.
I'm using my Paragon for this. I'm not gonna let this happen.
Yes.
So what does it like add again?
It just adds a +1.
Adds a +1.
Okay.
So it's still good. It's still good.
15.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
So you will attempt to recover from that, and even though there's still some people that are like kind of still laughing at you and still like gossiping among themselves, for the most part you manage to bring things back, and you will continue on with your dance and just play it off the best that you can.
Have fun. Maybe take a few dollars that come her way, stuff it into her
Yes.
corset.
And then finally, Vito and his husband will arrive just as they were calling last call for the train. And Vito, you will actually enter. There's 2 entrances to the train, so we're gonna have you enter in through here. So Solaryk's Pix is over here, and Vito is over there. You should be able to maneuver your icons, by the way, once I place them.
Yeah.
Wow, this place looks so new and sleek and grand.
Fancy indeed.
So according to the maps, he says the suites are towards the caboose, or towards the back, and then towards the front is the dance area, the lounge and bar, and the poker card playing area. Ooh. Where do you want to go?
A lounge sounds interesting as much as dancing sounds. Well, no, dancing doesn't sound all that good for me.
That's fine.
I'm not one for loud music, you know that.
Whatever you want, he says, as he holds out his arm for you to grab a hold of.
He thinks his
He will escort you through the first car, which is where the dancing has happened, and you'll actually enter into the room just as Dia falls over and takes a spill and her wig comes off. How does Vito react to that? And this is before he recovers, before Dia recovers.
Vito just goes.
I don't know if that's part of the show, he says. But then Dia goes up and recovers. And,
It was. Seems like it was.
Dia fools the two. These two intellectual beings. And then they manage to press on forward. So they're just going to, you know, make their way past the crowd, and the dance floor is starting to fill up because at this point the all aboard is called, and the train begins to leave the station to go on its trip around the Citadel. And you will reach this lounge where there's a bar, and there a bartender appears to be this female Vorcha, believe it or not. The female Vorcha looks like this. Okay.
Oh.
Solaryk is actually going to sit at the bar, and I'm assuming Vito's going to sit with him.
Yeah.
Yes. The female Vorcha looks up, and she says, in a, Vorcha have a little bit of a scraggly but relatively feminine voice. She says, "What can I do for you? What would you like to drink?" He points. Solaryk points to you first.
I'll have some schnapps.
And he will also. Solaryk will order something dextro-based, some sort of dextro. I guess the dextro version of rum and coke, whatever that ends up being, the dextro version of. The bartender says, "Coming right up." And she will go ahead and start mixing the drinks. And Vito, the drink that you have is actually going to be very, very tasty. Are you more of a sweet kind of person, dry kind of person, do you think, for Vito?
I think Vito would prefer sweet.
Okay. It is very fruity, it's a little tart, and it is extremely, it goes down very smoothly. And while you are taking a drink, you'll see that another person, a Drell, sits down at the table right next to you, and you recognize this Drell as Jules.
Ooh.
This is, for those of you who haven't seen it, this is Jules.
That's a very nicely dressed Drell.
He's a very nicely dressed Drell, very handsome looking
He
Drell.
is strayed. He is very much strayed.
What would you like to order? The female Vorcha says. The Drell thinks for a moment. I think Drell can drink the same thing that humans can.
Yeah, they
drink.
are. Basically, if
Right.
you're, outside of Quarians and Turians, anyone can eat anything as long as, it doesn't poison. Naturally.
He'll say, "I'd like a margarita. Classic margarita." "You got it," the Vorcha says as she starts to pour a drink. It doesn't seem like Jules has noticed Vito immediately yet.
Vito kind of squints at the Drell, but when you recognize him, he kind of pales a little. He didn't exactly pardon the side of things. So he turns to Solaryk and
Something wrong?
no, nothing. I actually found a new baby book.
Really? He says. And he'll start getting into a conversation with you. And just so that we have enough time, I'm going to end the session right there. So we have enough time for a vlog.
Mm-hmm.
But very
my
cool,
God.
guys.
Woo! First session.